Okay, we're back for number 3. This one's pretty brief. I wasn't going to do this, but then I thought, okay, I'm going to get emails asking me how I flipped it or how I turned my border and put it in. Just remember that you can mark out your borders in the bottom just like you can at the top, but I feel like I already have my border here, so why not just use this for the bottom? So while you were gone, I went ahead and used my boundary tool and I marked out my bottom of my quilt. So if you look at this, you'll see that this is the bottom of my quilt. And then a little crooked, not bad, don't want to say too much about this, but you can see this is the actual boundary of the bottom of my quilt. So, and then I had set this aside earlier, so now I'm just going to go in and grab it, and I tend just to rotate it here, but you can right click and you can do a 90 degree or 180 degree and flip it in that way. What I don't recommend is flipping vertical and horizontal, only because you want to make sure your tie-offs are in the right place, and if you flip it wrong, if you do, just check it to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab this and turn it. And that's all I normally do, is turn it just like that. And then I'm going to put it right down here into the space. And as you can see, I'm just going to juggle it a little bit, get it down into my space, open it up just a little. Now before I put this in here, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but over here there's two little beginning and end areas. Here's a green and a teal, and then a green and a red. So this green means that's the beginning of something. The teal means it's a jump stitch from somewhere, and that's the end. I actually went ahead and put my little point-to-point lines in, and that's what you're looking at. So down in there, and I'm just zooming in so you can see those point-to-point lines, and I'm gonna snap to that with the my border. Okay, so now I have it up here. I'm just gonna put that right back in. I'm probably confusing you all to death, but here you go. All right, so then put that right back in, and then I'm just gonna go and look at that. It fits pretty well. I'm pretty much right on, you know, and the quilt was a little bit off in its size. So I'm gonna bump this up a little bit, because remember, I want to make sure that I'm pretty close to where I wanna be around the outside edge. All right, so I'm gonna bump this up, and this corner is pulled out quite a bit. So I'm probably gonna play with this and pull this out and just make it look a little bit better in there. But remember, I don't want to come too far out. And then this one. So anyways, I would just go through and make sure, I may have to shrink this a little bit, and then I'm going to have to snap these back together. This one I'm going to pull down. And if you have to adjust a little bit, you're not going to see, you know, 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch in your size changes. So I'll have to snap these all back together again. I can always check it. Remember, I showed you earlier, if you click on the first one and do order join, click one. Oh, my order join's not working. So let's see what's going on here. Let's turn all these black. Right click, rubber unsewn. And there we go. Order join. Now, as you can see, this is where I started to change them. So it's only going to sew to this point, and then it's going to stop because this one is not connected. So, you know, you can use your F keys, or you can just snap. Now, remember to turn your snaps on. So you want your end snap on. So snap it. Okay, and there we go. So this one is that little piece that I need to snap on, and it's a little crooked, so I can come back and fix that. Snap that one on, make sure these are snapped. Now check my order join, and there we go, all snapped in. So I'm just going to come back and fix this little crook that I have in there, but other than that, get rid of this line and then get rid of that line, start sewing from here and sew all the way back up. Easy, easy day. Won't take any time for you guys to put a border in. If you have a question, give me a call.